Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, My Vagabond Style. I'm Debbie, and today I'm going to be working on week 19 of the Marguerite Miller Collage Weekly Challenge. And this one, I decided to do one of my paper piecing. I'm calling it paper piecing, puzzle piecing collages. I really don't know what to call it, but I use magazine images or book pages to make the collage happen. And let me show you one that I did before. Okay, here's one I did of a rabbit, and all of the Marguerite Miller prompts are hidden inside the rabbit. So if you'd like to see how I did this one, I will link the video below. And then I also did another one of these paper piecing. Here's the other one I did, and all of the prompts are hidden in the feathers. So I will link that one below as well if you want to go back and watch that. But I'm going to do another one today. I got my inspiration from on Pinterest. There's somebody that did one here of this cow, and this one is on greatbigcanvases.com. I don't know who the original artist was on this, but I thought it was just really cool looking. So I'm going to try to do this, and I've decided to do this one on I think these are called cradle boards. So I got these off of Amazon. It came in a pack of 6. I think they worked out to be like $2.50 each. They're 8 by 8. So I'm going to do it on this. However, when I start this, I can either start with the background, but what I want to do is end up working on my piece on the cow separately, and then I will collage it onto the back of this. So I will be putting some gesso and color down on here. Oops. And some color down on here. My camera is freaking out, sorry. Then I will put the cow on top of that after I've collaged it onto just a plain copy piece of paper. So what I did was I drew out what I want to fit on this canvas, and then I can cut it out and I can work with this. So that's what I'm going to do here. Just going to cut out what I've drawn. If you can't draw very well, I would suggest printing it out and whatever, off the internet, and then blowing it up to whatever size you want, and then tracing it, tracing the outline, and then do your own thing after that. But maybe alter it a little bit if you don't want the exact, but it'll give you the kind of the basic shape. Like mine isn't exactly the same. The knot on the head is bigger on this one, and it's not going to probably look much. I don't know if it'll look much like it or not, but when we get done, I'm going to try because I think that cow is really cool. I would like to try a rooster as well. Not this week, but another week I will try a rooster. These take quite a bit of time, so when you're watching this, I will probably end up doing a voiceover on some of this because it will be way too long of a video. This is going to probably take me a couple sessions of sitting here and working on things. When I drew this, I was kind of off. I don't know if you can see my mark here, but I was kind of off on my. It looked a little wonky, but that's all right. So I just thought it would be cute to have him kind of coming off the page like he is in here. I think my cow's a little longer this way, but like I said, you just do your own thing. That probably the hardest thing I would think for this is going to be probably the eyes. They're always hard for me. I think it's more like the eyelid, but we'll see. And I want to do my background. I want to do my background in probably red and orange or something like that. not the typical blue, like maybe it's sunset or something. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm going to look for some prompts. So I have to go find, I'm not going to do something found in a doctor's office. I don't think I could. A swirl pattern or spiral, textured paper, a coupon, a measurement, something that starts with a D. Like when I do these, it's very easy to find the prompts anywhere and make them work. So I'm not too worried about that. I think what I will do right now is maybe I'll start with the background, get some gesso down on this, and take it from there. I'm using the Master's Touch acrylic gesso, and I do believe I got this at Hobby Lobby. I think it was about $12. I think it said on the label there, but I know I used a coupon on it, so it wasn't too expensive. And I'm going to mix it with a little bit of water because it's a little bit on the thick side. I do like to use the foam brushes with the gesso rather than a regular brush. It's easier cleanup for me, and I don't ruin my other brushes. So I gessoed this, and then I pulled my colors for the background. I got these. And then I started thinking, why am I doing it this way? I could probably find the magazine pages that I like in similar colors. So I looked through some magazines. I looked through a Simple Life. I can't remember. Simple something. And found these. And then I also looked through National Geographic and I found this. And I'm like, I'm just going to do the background this way, just with paper piecing, and then maybe with some matte medium to stick it down. Could even just use glue stick at this point. I don't know how well it will go over the gesso. I could try it. And then that's the easiest way, and then go over it with the matte medium. Maybe I'll try it that way and see how we do. I'm just, this is all a learning process for me, you guys. I every time I do this, it's something new. So let me go ahead and stick some of this down. If we don't like it, we'll just go over it with the paint. Here we go. I am going to speed this up for you guys. It did take quite a long time to get the background put down. So I'm speeding it up 4 times faster than it actually was. And then we'll take it from there. It's the next morning, and I only had a little bit of time yesterday to work on this, so I stopped. And it was really hard. I wanted to keep going, but I had other commitments. So I didn't get to work on it very long, but I think it's coming along. So I realized I don't really need to do underneath the cow, so I'm going to just kind of focus on what's left here. So I'm happy with it so far. I'm glad I chose the magazines. I think the magazines just are a little more true to what I like to do. So that's why I kind of went with them. So this is as far as I've got so far, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the edges right now. I was kind of thinking I would fold them over, but I could also go back with acrylics on there. So I'll figure that out at the end. But I pretty much have this covered up. I put away right now for the moment my golden matte medium, but I did kind of not really enjoy this right here. So I think I have a little piece that later on when I take this back out to do the cow, I will maybe put this on here. It just seemed a little bit, everything else was torn. Almost every edge in here is torn. This stood out way too much for me. So I'll go back and put maybe this over it, and I think it'll be fine. And I grabbed this magazine because I'm noticing as I'm doing this more and more that these magazines, if you've ever felt what a Daphne's Diary page feels like, this magazine, Sweet Paul, is the same type of paper. So when I'm using it and using the matte medium, I have to be really careful because if I scrape too hard on it, it'll take the color off of the page. But on this type of magazine, it's harder to have that happen. So I'm going to see if I can find the images or the paper that I want to use. I'm going to see if I can find it in this Sweet Paul magazine. I already started flipping through it, and I did find this page right here, which I thought would be really cool for like the cow's mouth. So what I did was I went ahead and printed out this so I could see what was going on here. And it's not the same size, but I just got it off my computer. It does give me kind of an idea what I want to use for, like gray right here, black and white here, and then more of whites and creams on this side. And so I'll just keep looking for that, see what I find. I do like this right here because it's got some texture to it. So I'm going to tear this page out. And also there's some dark here, dark gray or almost black that I could probably use there. I need to keep looking for the prompts too. So I'm looking for a spiraled, well, textured pattern. I'm going to say this is a textured pattern because it's the texture from there, from the wood. Now, it's not an actual texture. You can't feel it, but it's a textured pattern. I'm going to go with that. I do need to like look for a coupon, keeping that in my head. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. This is a really cute magazine. I think it's a UK magazine. I'm pretty sure. All right, well, that didn't take very long. I looked through a few magazines. I actually found something in a doctor's office, which I didn't think I was going to be able to find, but I can use the pills as part of the white in the cow. So that'll be great. And then something spiral or a swirl pattern. I'm going to try to use right in the center here. You see that swirl from the octopus? I'm going to try to put that in. And then what else did I have on here? Oh, coupon. So I'm going to use the black writing on this coupon that says in-store manufacturer's coupon. I'm going to put that in there. And something that starts with a D. I'm going to go with dishes. Here they are. I'll try to fit something in here with these dishes. Then I'm not going to use a measurement. So that's the only one. And then the textured paper was this right here. So I'm going to get started. Oh, the other thing I was going to tell you guys. So when I do these, I usually make a couple. So here was my original guy that I drew. And then I go around him so I get an exact copy. I guess you could put it in the copier if you wanted. I don't know. You'd have to. It was just easier for me to trace around it. And then I take him and I start to put a little more detail in him where I think I want everything. So I had this guy, my inspiration guy, and then I just kind of looked to see approximately where these different lines are happening. And I'm going to make different marks on the cows so he's not exactly the same. I'll have a different pattern on him, but I want to put in his nose, and I'll go back and refine it. I always do, but anyway, you get the idea. And so what I'm going to use these as pattern pieces as we go along, something like that. And then he's got kind of a little bridge right here. They have like this part that goes up. I don't know if you can even see that, but I'm just going to go straight across just to give myself kind of a little bit of guidelines. And then, like I said, I'll cut these out. These will be pieces. So I'll cut out these probably. I know for sure I'll cut out this. I might even make a copy of this so I can do it twice. So that's where I'm at right now. I brought you guys in just a little closer. I made a copy of him, and that's what I would like to actually glue on. I'm going to glue on this one, and then when I go to put it down on the canvas, I will go ahead and cut around the edges, anything that I need to. So just see where we're going to put all this weird stuff. Got that. I'm just starting to cut some of these images. I want to make sure that I cut the dishes out at some point, but that can go on another part of his body. I just need some more white. I liked this because it was just kind of different colors of cream. All of this, actually. And I think for his body, I tore everything for the sunset, but for his body, I think I'm going to do mostly straight edges and see how we like that. And I'm starting with this part right here because I will go over it. Like, I don't know if I cut these parts out of a different one, I can just lay it right on top of there. So we'll think about that. But for right now, I'm going to start with this part. And I'm not going to, because it's so tiny, I don't think I'm going to use the matte medium. I'm going to go ahead and use a glue stick. I just don't think that matte medium is going to be good for these small little pieces. Now in this part, I don't really care that I'm going over that because I want the black to lay on top of it, and I don't want to have to try to meet it up and have a little white line in between there. So it's okay if these go over since I have my pattern. I just wanted to pop back in here and say that, I didn't really even have to curve this up here because when I cut it, I can cut it off. So I'm trying not to be so picky right here because I know I'm going to come through with the scissors and just cut it off right here. And I'm going to go over this with black. So I'm just, it's not as precise as it looks. I just put the dishes down in here. So I kind of stacked them, and then I have the pills in there so far. So we've got 2 of those prompts in there. As you can tell, it gets a little crazy with all these little bits of paper, but I need all the different colors, and I think it's coming together. So I'm just going to work on it a little bit more, and we'll see where we end up. I started cutting down that pattern piece. So I've got like this one right here that's going to go right here. And here's his muzzle. And then this is the stripes for right here. So this part's white. So I will need to do that. And I'm going to, actually, I should do that first right now before I do anything else. And then I'll cut this out. I marked it on the back so I can cut on the back side. In fact, I can do that now. And that will go right there after I do the white. I do want you to see the rest of this, but I am going to speed it up to save you some time. You can go into YouTube and hit the little cog button and slow it down if you do want to see it in real time. I'm going to do it 5 times faster. So you should be able to slow it back down if you want to watch a more detailed version of it. Because this process takes so long, I'm just kind of giving you little snippets as I go along. This one, I decided to go ahead and do from the pattern piece, and then I'm going to just apply it on there. This one, I tried just doing it on the paper itself, so we'll see which we like. And that's where I'm at now. I do have all the prompts down, though. I've got my spiral. I've got the pills for something that is found at a doctor's office, and the dishes are right here. The coupon is right here. I'm just going to carry on because he's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm in the process of making the little teeny tiny eyeball. Here's the outside of the eye that I cut. And then I cut another one a little smaller. And now I'm going to go and do the eyelid. This is probably the most difficult part, is the eyes. I always say that because the eyes are like, the window to the soul. Right now it looks like a goat eye, which is not very attractive. But we'll see if we can maybe fix her up a little. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to bring you in just a little bit more. So you can watch me crazy lady with these little teeny tiny pieces. Seriously, I think I need to be admitted. Okay, the eyelid is like really making or breaking him. Okay, I think I got that one where I want it. Okay, so this eye moved on me a little bit, so I have to reposition it. My glue has been, because I've been working on this so long, my glue got really sticky. Let's see if we can get this back on the spot. That's pretty close. It's just I had them, on there on a nice level, and I didn't want to change that. Okay, so that's good. I don't have to stick these down yet. I'm going to get the muzzle done first, and then we're going to be done, you guys. I think he's turning out pretty good. I will put a little tiny speck of white in his eye to bring him alive. But I've done them, I have the muzzle here. I have an extra one here, and I'm going to start with this outside piece. This piece, I actually just did one solid piece of magazine, and I could probably do the whole thing like this. So that's an idea, but with the prompts the way that they were, I really didn't want to piece it. Is that not in focus? I really didn't want to, not do the little tiny pieces so that I could hide the prompts in there. Okay, so I will do the muzzle. I just thought I'd show you what I was using for the muzzle. I'm going to use this drink with this pink right here. And I think this part I might tear a little bit. I'm going to play with this. Okay, you guys, I'm almost done. I took some of these acrylic paints and I'm just going to go along the side here and kind of finish it up. So I'm not going to, I'll come back in just a second and let you see how it looks at the very end. I painted the edges and now I'm going to varnish it. I'm going to use my new varnish that I got, gloss acrylic varnish. I guess the brand name is Gloss. I'm not sure. And it just says to, after the painting's finished, wait for it to dry. And then after the painting is dry, apply 2 thin layers of the acrylic varnish. And then you have to wait 3 hours between coats. So I will do that and we'll hopefully have a nice shiny finish in the end. So I will be right back. I'm still glazing. I just wanted to say that I feel like the colors are popping. It's making them brighter. It's not the most pleasant smelling stuff. Like I feel like I probably should do this in a ventilated area, but it's a small piece, so I'm just gonna keep going here. I'm gonna do the edges, let it dry. I'll do a second coat and I'll come back. Okay, you guys, the cow is done. So let's go over the prompts real quick. Something found in a doctor's office. I've got the pills right here and a swirl or spiral. I've got the octopus right here. Textured paper. We have some of that cement wall, which is all scattered throughout here. And then a coupon, which it says in-store manufactured coupon right there. And then I did not do the measurement. I traded it out for the bonus, which was something that starts with a D, and that's the dishes right here. But I did want to say how happy I am with the colors of the magazines now that I put that varnish on there. It was well worth the extra step, especially when you spend a lot of time on a project like this. And now I feel like I can hang this on my wall. I did have a little buckling here, which I feel like if I maybe had done shorter strips and not so long, maybe that would have worked. Maybe I just didn't get enough of the matte medium underneath there. But all in all, I'm really happy with the cow, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye bye.